Staying committed. I'm sharing it out with the family.
Yeah,
Family, make sure everybody get to catch us if they want to. You can
let's
catch
go.
us live every Wednesday. Yes,
Welcome
sir.
back to another great show, Rise and Rise Academy. You dig what I'm saying? It's your boy Kobe Rise and Rise. We got my brother Showtime in the building. You dig what I'm saying? We back at it again. I know the title got y'all a little frustrated right here. For the streets. Don't be for the streets. Yes, sir. We're gonna stay committed to this topic. You dig what I'm saying? But first things first, you dig. We gotta check in and make sure everybody's copacetic. You dig? How was your weekend, fam? What's been new?
Man, everything good, man. Everything real good. You know me, same old with us. Just trying to push the grind, trying to further the grind, staying as productive as possible.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, trying
that's
to
a
keep
fact.
that
For sure.
balance.
It's definitely been a
Definitely staying committed, man. Committed to the process. I love to always mention, man, everything that we talk about, being disciplined and just everything. But real good things are happening. We're following through. We're right on track. Definitely right on track. Yeah, man, I wanted to share. So I just was speaking about, and this will probably lead us right into where we're gonna go tonight. But I definitely wanted to start off with, for me this week. I spoke about it too on the 28 days I've been doing. Just how that whole that saying. You ever heard that saying where they say you don't chop a tree down? How do you chop a tree down? You don't hit it in a bunch of places. You hit it consistently in that one place.
yep.
And for me, that's been one that's been resonating with me. Just hitting it consistently in one place. And I thought about it and took it even a step further. Like, you don't get that tree down by hitting it in a whole bunch of places. It'll prolong it. You can get it down if you hit it in a bunch of places and then come back, but it'll take you longer to cut that tree down. And also, if you're hitting it consistently and you stop and pause and then come back again, it'll take you longer. So I thought about that. The quickest process is what? Just to keep hitting it consistently. And if you anything that you do, you can prolong that process. If you decide to slack off, if you decide to take a break, if you decide to get discouraged and to allow you to stop hitting at that tree, that process will be longer. And
Hmm.
just for me, definitely wanted to open up with that, man. That's been on my mind all week, man. My mom mentioned it too. She was like, yeah, man, I love that. But just for me, I feel like I hear it a lot, but I
That's real.
really dug into it.
Yeah, I never heard it like that before. I mean, but it makes sense. You dig? So it's like you said, it's chopping that tree down. You do, one stroke at a time. And like you said, just chop, consistent chop away because eventually, man, that tree's gonna get less enough leverage to where eventually it's gonna tumble down. You dig? But it comes from all that hard work of them low chops, boom, boom, boom. And eventually the axe and that crack is gonna get from the edge down to the quarter edge, almost to the middle, then to the quarter, to the end, and then when it's in the end, you dig all she wrote. You dig what I'm saying? And if it wasn't for that consistent effort, that consistent hit, what I'm saying, it wouldn't be able to take it down. So I mean, I look at it too, like as a deeper metaphor. I took that in life in general. You take those small little steps forward, you do that's going to help you to the finished goal. It's like I seen this meme. I had to show it to you one time, man. But it was a guy who was standing on a stone, like a stone rock, almost like a mountain. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a guy that's standing in the stone mountain here, and then there's a big old space right here, like you could fall down a trap, and then the other end was the other stone rock. So it looked like it was long enough to where he would have to jump to make to the other end. You know what I'm saying? But what happened was it showed him doing small steps. So it showed him laying these big, huge cinder blocks down in the middle. Boom. It was like 5 cinder blocks to get to the edge. You know what I'm saying? So he started here and he hopped on one small block, hopped on another small block, hopped on another small block and another one, and eventually he got across that bridge, indicating that you got to take the small jumps to get to that goal. It's one big leap. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to take that big long leap at that one stroke. You do small little jumps. You put things in place so you don't have to take a big leap, but a small leap to get you to that next goal. And then that way you can complete to the next task and you're on your way. You dig? And that's commitment. You know what I'm saying? Like the way I look at it is, um, you know, you may look at a goal and it's so big you might not even get started. And most of us fail with that, because we have an obstacle that's so big we can't even fathom. There's no planning, there's no redirection. We just get our emotions and we quit. You dig what I'm saying? And putting those small pillars there kind of taught me a lesson because you don't necessarily have to take that one big jump at one time to complete it. Sometimes just put a small pillar there just to get you almost there, but you closer than you was. You know what I'm saying? And now that you got there, you celebrate, but you have still have a way to go. That's when you continue to build. You continue to take that next cinder block, put it in front of you. You know what I'm saying? It may be only 2 feet long, but you 2 feet closer to your goal than you was before. You dig what I'm saying? And you're not going backwards. And that's really the beauty of staying committed and consistent. You dig? And I think they all kind of go hand in hand, staying committed, staying consistent, and being disciplined. I think that bridges them all gaps because the discipline is the emotion part of it. That's keeping you stabilized to where now you can continue that drive. You dig? It's like and think about it. We have a 30-day challenge coming up. You dig what I'm saying? It's just 30 days of commitment. You dig what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I want to make sure people look at because we have the 30-day challenge coming up. Coming soon. You got to stay tuned in to the Rise Academy, find out all the details you did. We're going to have it on the app ready for y'all. It's free for 2023, so there is no excuses. I see people that want to do stuff. They don't have a gym, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? It's for the people who don't have a gym. It is free, so you don't have to worry about it. You still get some good work in. You dig what I'm saying? And so just stay tuned with that. But all it is 30 days. You can stay committed and disciplined for 30 whole days. You dig? And it kind of bring me into into the topic what I really mean by for the streets. You dig? We end up not staying committed and not staying consistent will leave you on the streets, meaning will leave you not accomplishing your goals, not getting to where you need to get to. You dig? And then now you out here. You dig? And so it made me think about it because have you ever heard of it's like a viral fitness challenge going on right now. It's called the 75 Hard. Have you heard of it?
No, I'm not familiar.
Okay.
Not yet.
So just as a brief overview for those that don't know, the 75 Hard, 75 days of consistent work. And I'm gonna just keep it brief, but it's three things. It's 2 workouts a day that are 45 minutes apiece for 75 days straight, no breaks. And then you have to pick a diet and stick to it for 75 days. And the last thing is you need to drink 4.3 liters of water every day for 75 days straight, no cheating. You cheat, you lost your challenge. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much the gist of the 75 Hard. And it's a pretty big thing, man. It's got 1.2 billion views, man, just on how popularized this challenge is. You dig? And so I was looking at some of the the stories and just some of the feedback, I guess, from the challenge. And people always have different stories, but mostly what I've heard was of how hard it is and how it can change your life if you stay committed. You dig? And there was a few people talking about how hard it is to stay committed. And it was this lady on there and she was talking about how she failed it. And it kind of opened her eyes a little bit, but what she said was it's easy to do if you don't have anything to do. That's what she said. And what she was pretty much saying too, she also added some context to it. If you have a lot going on, that's like eventful things going on, she said pretty much you're subjected to fail for it. So you may end up going out, if you're going to a wedding, you plan on drinking with your friends and you got trips lined up, You know what I'm saying? And you going out to Dubai and all this other stuff. You know, you got that coming up. It's pretty hard to stay consistent. And so long story short, she fell to peer pressure. You know, and she pretty much saying that she was out, you know, partying, drinking, doing whatever, and she said pretty much it is what it is. And I'm like, man, so you out here for the streets, you did. You rather be out here for the streets than get to the bag. You feel me? So I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? If you can't stay committed, then pretty much you for the streets.
Facts.
You now are allowing peer pressure. You allowing the alcohol, the drugs, and all these different things get to you to where you can't even stay consistent, which we understand. We know is definitely difficult, you know. And I'm not gonna say it's an excuse, but I think she did realize that um, she she knew when to pick and choose when she do this challenge. For 75 days, if you got something going on, you pretty much she's saying you're gonna fail because again, you got peer pressure going on. You're not gonna be able to last. You dig what I'm saying? So um, yeah, it made me realize, man, people if their discipline isn't up there, if their consistency isn't up there, you're gonna fall victim to whatever. I'm gonna just for me, that don't phase me. I don't need it. I'm the first person to tell you no. I'll be at the house. I'll cook my plant based meals. I'll drink my water. I do stuff now. Like 75 hard is like a regular day for me. You dig what I'm saying? I do multiple workouts a day. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, and then I'm mostly on a plant based diet. You know what I'm saying? I drink all I drink is water and coffee. I barely drink anything else. You know what I'm saying? And so it's not as hard for me. Long story short, but I also realize that not everybody is that disciplined, and I know it does take a level it does take a level of commitment, and it does take a level of strictness. You know what I'm saying, to stay disciplined if you aren't that way already. So I've pretty much mostly been that way. But if you're not that disciplined, I think she did give some pretty good tips on not having anything to do, meaning eventful things, but having something to do that you can
Test, test, test. Did the mic go out? Can you hear me? Uh, I don't think we're getting any volume from you.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hold on.
They chose to mute themselves. Oh,
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's a bit. Yeah, I got some technical difficulties with the mic.
Oh yeah, we're getting it right.
My bad, man. What was the last thing you heard? I'm not sure what I went out.
Um, I'm gonna let you pick it back up. I know you were speaking about the discipline and that, as it relates to staying committed, and you were going into I think a specific scenario. But I just wanted to add, man, and you can just kind of pick up from there.
Hmm.
Just just kind of cover whatever you just wanted to reiterate because
Yeah.
we. But I was gonna say, man, I feel like a lot of times um we struggle with staying committed and staying disciplined because we don't either we don't trust the process, we don't trust our why, another topic that we spoke about, and we don't truly know self. You speak about that a lot, just being true to self, and I also, I second that. You want to definitely know your why, understand why you're doing this, and I think that'll help you so you don't fall off track really easily when somebody slips, something in your face that you said no to. When somebody says, well, eat this, if you already know, you're staying committed, you're disciplined, you understand your why, you understand where you want to get to. I think you want to definitely start there. We speak about that all the time. It's so important that you understand your why. It's so important that you understand why you're here, why you're existing, why you're, you know, what you just going to do, work, live, you know, so
Yeah.
just understand just different things, understand different aspects, especially when it comes to your health. Because if you just kind of working, living, and not really paying attention to any other factors, you know.
That's it, man. It's I think I remember what we were talking about because with staying with different factors, like what I was talking about, like with the people that were failing the 75-day challenge, they were failing. Well, the number one reason why they failed was because they weren't committed. They lost commitment completely. You dig? And peer pressure got to them. Long story short, peer pressure got to them. And that's really the number one reason why they fail because, like you said, they never had that hard why to stay committed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a few of the stories was just saying, hey, I had trips planned. I was in Europe. I was in Florida. They couldn't stay committed. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much they were saying it was for the streets and they couldn't stay committed to it. You dig? But I took some good tips behind it because if you do have some difficulty staying committed, I think it's good to plan ahead. Meaning if you're gonna do a challenge like that, to make sure that you are able to do so. And if you are the type of person that's hard to say no, or you can't say no, then make sure that you solitaire yourself to make sure you can do the challenge, but stay good enough to where your priorities are met and kept. So set that as a high priority, just as high as you can pay your bills. Same high priority you get up to brush your teeth every day. Same priority you get to take a shower every night. Things like that. Set that as your priority. Everything else comes second to that. All your necessities come first, workouts, and everything else after that. You got to stay committed and to know that you can actually do it, to set it as a priority. And sometimes it may help to where if you don't have nothing planned for the next 3 months, to not plan anything for the next 3 months, to where you can get to the bag, to stay disciplined, or at least create the environment to stay disciplined. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have anything to do, now you can focus on working out. You can dedicate that focus now to this. You know what I'm saying? So for people who have kids, who are parents, you already know how it is. It's always something going on with kids depending on how old they are. So set those goals and set those standards high, set your priorities high, You know what I'm saying? And even do what Bree talked about whenever she was here. She involves her kids. You know what I'm saying? Set them in your priority with the workouts. You know what I'm saying? So if you got some people saying, "Oh, I got some birthdays and next month, 2 months," can you pull up? Hey, if you know you can't say no, be honest. Like, you know what? I got this 30-day challenge, this 75-day challenge. I can't fall victim. You know what I'm saying? So what I can do is I can pop in, I can bring my meal prep to eat. I ain't gonna be able to have no cake. I got my water. I can't drink with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna spend some time with you and I gotta bounce. That's how you set your standard. That's how you set your goals. That's how you set things at a high priority so that you can stay disciplined. You know what I'm saying? It's honestly about being real. You have to be honest with everybody that's around you. Sometimes your friends can be a distraction. Sometimes your family can be a distraction. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean cut them off. That means you involve them in your life. And because if you're real with it, we all know. Because if I'm inviting someone somewhere and they honestly say, listen, I'm nervous about doing this, can we do this instead? I'm all for it. I'm open. I'm not gonna make someone do something. I'm not gonna make somebody feel bad, especially if they're on a purpose. I'm all for that. And I think most people respect that. So you don't have to feel like you're saying, you know, it's hard to say no. You can easily say no, but be honest and upfront about what you're doing. So that way people can not only respect it, but even cheer you on. You did. Even when I started my plant based, I thought that everybody was like, I ain't doing all that. You know what I'm saying? But they were welcoming of it, happily welcoming of it. You did. They were like, hey, well, shoot, what you want me to cook for you then? I can do this. A word. They working with me. I rock with that. And it honestly was a fuel to help me stay disciplined because now every time I come around, what they ask me, how your plant based doing? You know what I'm saying? I've been trying plant based. Now I'm getting people involved and now they're interested. Now it's keeping me on topic. It's keeping me on task to stay disciplined. If you telling people you working out, guess what they're gonna ask you next time? Well, how your workouts going? Now you can't fake it. Now you gotta work out. Now you gotta stay disciplined. Especially if you're gonna be around people. You know what I'm saying? That's for some of my extroverts. Get them involved. Get people around you involved. So that way, you could be walking outside. Your neighbor may ask you, how you doing? Oh, well, how you doing, Miss So-and-so? I'm just going to go work out. I got this 70-day challenge going on, 30-day challenge at Rise and Rise Academy. Oh, okay. What you do? Lay it out. Lay it up. Because you never know. Now your neighbor may say, well, I'm trying to work out too. There you go. Now you have someone to help you work out. Maybe invite them with you. Do the workouts with you. That's how you get a community. That's how you get a team involved. Now you got everybody on board. That's how you stay disciplined. You get your people, surround your people, make them a priority. Make the workouts a priority, just like your life. You know what I'm saying? This is your life. You want to live it the best way you can. So staying disciplined, staying consistent. These are some tips that you can do to stay on that task. So that way
Facts,
you
facts,
won't be out here for the streets. You dig what I'm saying? You're more powerful than that.
facts, facts. I like it. Everything, all just things to help you stay committed. If you have access, man, grab somebody like my man Kobe said. Get somebody involved if they're interested. If they're not interested, and you can probably get them interested. This 30-day challenge is gonna be real good. To help you to test and see. Actually, it's a test. The year just started. Free for 2023. 2023 just started. I know you're looking for something if you haven't found it yet. I know everybody kind of looking at some of the videos and just seeing, oh man, I want to set some health goals. Maybe use this to help you stay committed. You know, use this 30-day challenge. I was just thinking about some statistics. I think statistically they say, you can lose and keep off about 1 to 2 pounds a week. And this is just a statistical number. It may vary person to person. It may vary, but just generally speaking, 1 to 2 pounds a week. So if you stay in this 30-day challenge, there's about 4 full weeks, that you can commit to, and just try it out. See, stick to it. Try to stay committed to some meal decisions. I see a lot of people, man, being successful with meal prep. Man, shout out to everybody on the social media that's doing these little challenges or getting with they friends or whatever. And if you haven't had one yet, join us, join the risers. We're gonna do this 30-day challenge. Stay tuned. We're gonna launch it. We're gonna make it real easy. We're gonna send the videos, send everything. Make sure you got everything, but you gotta have the app though. Make sure you get the app. And grab your partner. Whatever you need to do to stay committed. That's some of the things that help me stay committed. I definitely have. I spoke about it too. An accountability partner. That's what my man Cobe is saying. Somebody, your neighbor, your mom, your dad, anybody that want to say something or get involved, ask them to join. Like Bree said, she got her kids. I seen her on social media. Her and her son. Her son wanted to be involved. You know, realize it. Not. Well, she realizes. That's all helping him
Mm-hmm.
function, helping him move his joints, helping him build as a young man. So definitely, if you need some tips to stay committed, those are a few. Definitely a few good ones.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. And I'll leave y'all with this, man, as a final word. Um, we hear this thing a lot when it comes to the difference between discipline and motivation. You did, so motivation is more of emotional. You know what I'm saying? Discipline is more rooted in ground and realness. You know what I'm saying? Because now you are mastering your why. It's not just feeling motivated or just even remembering the why. It's just getting out there and doing it. It's kind of like starting a business. You just got to get out there and do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's so many things you can learn before you start. Like, you got the basics, just go ahead and start out there and just fail at it. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually you'll get better. Like, I'm gonna use us for an example. I remember when we first started, where we was at, and then where we are now, more is more organized, is getting to its bigger status, and now we're still even growing from there. So just always remember that to start just your workouts and staying disciplined, the start is to doing it and getting out there and doing it because motivation sometimes can fleet you. It's and that's not bad either. You use it for your greatest purpose. You know what I'm saying? But the main thing is to stay disciplined. And if you have to listen to motivational quotes every day to stay disciplined, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? It's how you use the resources around you to get to the goal and standard of what you want. You know what I'm saying? Because certain circumstances may heighten your motivation. Like when you go outside, it's sunny outside, you hear the birds chirping, motivated to go in and work out. Sometimes motivation can decrease you. Like it could be cold, rainy days. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot to do. You dig? This is where discipline now comes in. Discipline is putting on them gloves, putting your jacket on when it's cold, and you get to the bag. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, rain, sleet, snow, whatever. That's how you build that discipline and fortitude. It's like Show said, you gotta master that why. That's the first thing you're doing. Why are you doing it for? That's going to help you on the days where you're feeling low because then you can always go back to why you started in the first place. Use that as fuel when you're not feeling it. And then just really take away the excuses. You can be real without making excuses. You know what I'm saying? Because excuses really are the enemy of discipline, you know. And many times, excuses, they can be valid. They get in the way, of getting in your best potential. Sometimes it can, but this is where discipline is where it reigns supreme. You know what I'm saying? You stick to your goals, which will eliminate the excuses. Oh, I don't feel like it. Well, the goal is you got to do 2 workouts a day. You got a 30-day challenge. You on day 5. Get up, get early, start at it, plan ahead. Just like in the people that failed that 75 hard, they couldn't stay committed because they didn't plan ahead. They had so much going on. Well, plan out for the next 3 months. You ain't doing nothing but working out. That's your high priority. So that way there is no excuse. And you make a schedule for it. You know what I'm saying? Know ahead of time what you got planned. Use your Google Calendar. Look at it every day. Okay, I gotta go to work. I have to go pick up groceries. If you have a kid, you gotta go get them dressed, take them to daycare, whatever, pick them up from daycare, whatever. You got 30 minutes. That's how much it's gonna take to get to Rise and Rise. You dig what I'm saying? 30-day challenge coming up. get to that bag. You feel me? Then when you get done, go cook your plant-based meal, whatever you got, whatever your diet is. You know what I'm saying? But that's how you do it. And just be real about the situation. We are all busy. I think everybody realistically in this world can definitely say they're busy. You dig? It's gonna be tough for making room for yourself and for your health. Like I hear it all the time. It's hard to work out. I don't know what to do. I don't have the time to train. This is where you make the adjustment and be real. You have to make the time, you have to make the adjustments to make this happen. Schedule it in, plan ahead, so that way you can eliminate those excuses. Even if it's on your lunch break, if you got 30, 40 minutes, that's when you crank it out. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't all come at one time. You kind of play with your room. I know Showtime, you probably do it. I don't work out the same time every day. I work out different times depending on what I got going on. So I can stay disciplined. So sometimes you got to do the same thing for y'all that's listening. You dig what I'm saying? Sometimes you're gonna fall off track, but it's not the end of the world. This is where self-discipline remains in a growth mindset. You gotta embrace that growth mindset. You know what I'm saying? You're on day 6, you feel like crap. You're gonna allow these mistakes to come in. But you gotta learn as you go. Sometimes you're gonna have a bad day. But this is where you learn and take time to improve. This is where the growth mindset comes in. Stay improving. You know what I'm saying? Just improve to be better versus being perfect. I even struggle with that sometimes because I'm a perfectionist, but I also understand that we're not going to get what we need at the times. We're going to get it when we continue to grow. Even if it's an obstacle, you find ways around it. You know what I'm saying? So I'll leave y'all with that just to stay disciplined and stay on time with things.
And I'll leave you with this. You know, stay committed. Stay committed. Trust the process. All the things we talk about. Trust the process and know that these 30 days, if you commit, you will see the results. And what I want you to
That's a
do
fact.
over these next, until you hear the launch of this 30-day challenge, invite your friend, you and your friends, and you guys define your whys. Go ahead and define, why do we want to do this challenge? Is it to live healthier? Is it we just want to test our commitment? Do we want to drop some weight? Are we trying to get a little healthier, a little leaner?
Yep.
For me, I like a lean physique. I like a pretty shredded physique. So go ahead and define your why. And if you stay committed, you will see those results. I believe in you. I know you can do it just like I can, just like Cobe can. All we do is, man, we stay committed. We understand our why. We know why we're doing it. Everything we sharing with you, we apply. So I believe you can do it. Like my man say, don't be for the streets. Stay committed. Stay committed in your relationship with your goals. Stay committed in your relationships. And that's that. I'll leave you with that.
Let's go, man. Let's go. We appreciate everybody tuning in, man. We appreciate everybody asking us questions. We appreciate everybody that's just, telling us we doing so good and, just keep at it. You dig? And we're going to keep at it. We're going to make sure we keep giving y'all the game. We're going to keep giving y'all the gems, you know what I'm saying, to keep successing because, we're not going to stop. I know I'm not going to stop. I know show ain't going to stop. You know what I'm saying? This is a journey, a long marathon. My favorite words is a long sprint. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tim Grover. You dig? But hey, man, we're gonna get up out of here. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. When we face with an obstacle, what we do.
Rise and rise, baby. Peace.
Peace.